What's up friends, Chook here, and welcome to my Bit Heroes free-to-play Beginner's Guide series. This video series is aimed at people who are interested in Bit Heroes, but aren't fully aware of what type of game it is, and for new players to the game who may be a little confused or unaware of some of the aspects and mechanics of the game. If you'd like to add me as a friend in Bit Heroes, please leave a comment with your in-game name and that you've sent me a friend's request. For example, I've sent you a friend's request, and my in-game name is ChickenLover. Now that's all said and done, let's begin. So you've got Shrampz and Bor'lan, and they've carried you all the way to Raid 1, and you're wondering to yourself, what upgrades can I do to my familiars? Are there any better familiars that I can get at this point? Do I keep with Shrampz and Bor'lan? Do I go in and capture more of them and fuse more of them to stable them? What should I be doing? Where you can definitely use Shrampz and Bor'lan for a while, and you can keep going and get through quite a few more zones with them, but there are some upgrades you can do. And in this video, we're going to showcase 3 of them. 1 tank, 1 DPS, and 1 healer. Now all 3 of these familiars are all fusions, and they all require at least 1 rare familiar to catch. So one of the boss familiars from the dungeons, or a rare familiar from Raid 1. So this is at the cap of Raid 1. If you get to Raid 1, you can definitely catch and fuse all of these 3 familiars we're about to go through. So let's get started. We can go into here and have a look around about here-ish. Okay, first one is a tank called Yabu. So Yabu is Yeti from Zone 2 Dungeon 1. He's the boss of that dungeon. So you just need to capture him. And you also need 3 robot sprockets. Now, when I first started playing, I wanted to make Yabu because he looked cool, and like exactly what you're thinking is like, oh, I wonder if there's a better tank than Shrampz and I can afford to make da-da-da-da. I got the Yabu schematic and I was like, oh, okay, I'll make this. And I only had 1 robot sprocket, and I'm desperately searching around on the internet and you know, Google and asking in world chat, which is useless because world chat sucks because people are assholes, about how to get robot sprockets. And the short answer is they are just a random drop from pretty much any part of the game. You can get them from raids, you can get them from dungeons, from flags, from trials, from gauntlets, probably from world boss. I don't think you can get them in PvP or GVG, but pretty much they're just a random drop that will drop eventually. So if you're lucky enough, I should say, to have 3 of them, and you can capture a Yeti, then definitely go ahead and make your Yabu. So if we compare Yabu here, if you have a look at him, this is obviously scaled to my stats. But you can see he has a fair amount of health, a fair amount of attack, and a little bit less speed. But he has 30% block chance, whereas Shrampz only has 20%. And then his skills aren't so important because he's your tank, right? But still, I mean, he's still got damage to closest enemy, which is more like double the damage of his just auto-attacky thing. He's got a drain health ability here, and he's got a 3 SP target damage, which is expensive. But the 30% block chance is what you're getting him for. So Yabu is definitely a choice as far as a tank goes, if you're lucky enough to get the 3 robot sprockets. Next, we will go with a healer, and that is Squibber. So Squibber is a fusion of Squib and Tubbo. Now Tubbo, I think you get in Zone 1 Dungeon 1. I think he's like one of the first enemies you fight. And he is a tank in himself, but as you can see, all he is just high health. He doesn't have any extra abilities or anything like that. And Squib you can catch in Raid 1. So he's a rare familiar in Raid 1, and that's what he looks like. You would have seen him before if you've done Raid 1. And he himself is a healer, but you fuse them both together and you get Squibber. And Squibber here has quite a bit of attack here. He's a bit squishy-ish, but he has quite high attack, and he has 15% damage on top of that, so his heals actually heal for quite a bit. He can also do damage to all enemies. Now, I've mentioned this in PvP, this is risky, or GVG, because if you attack the actual human player on the other side, it could proc their pet. So for dungeons and stuff, this is good, but mainly you're getting him for the heal, right? So this can definitely replace Borlan. A 5 stable Borlan and a Squibber are roughly on par. But if you've only got 1 or 2 Borlans and you can make a Squibber, then he will definitely outdo your Borlan. And last is the DPS option for PvP, and this is still one I use to this day. And you can see there I've got 4 of them stabled. So I've made this guy, fused this guy quite a bit, is Quirk. Now, first thing is Gak. I think he is Zone 2, Dungeon 2. I'm pretty sure he is. And he's just a common familiar, be able to catch him many, many times. And you probably caught him a few times, maybe in farming for the Gramps. And the other one is Quirrell, which is the boss of Zone 2 Dungeon... No, Zone 3 Dungeon 3. So again, you need to beat Zone 3 to get into Raid 1, so you definitely will have killed this guy before. If you farm him enough and get him to follow you, capture him, whatever it is, you can fuse both of these together and get your Quirk. Now why Quirk is awesome is he has 30% crit chance, which is great, quite high attack, quite high speed as well, but he has that target damage, the damage to target enemy that we've gone over in the PvP tips and tricks video. So he has this for 1 SP, he can target any enemy, and he has a 30% chance to crit when doing so, with high attack and high speed, which gives him more goes. So they are 3 sort of advanced familiars that you can get once you get to Raid 1. All of them are available. If you would like me to go over other familiars that you can get once you reach Raid 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever it be, let me know. But as this is a beginner's guide, these ones are, some of the earlier, better familiars that you can get that require, these rarer mobs. So there you go. Just a quick little video there. If that helped you, let me know. If you do happen to fuse one of these guys as well, let me know. And let me know if it's a much of an improvement on what you already had. And hopefully you get these robot sprockets to drop, because I upgraded my Shrampz to Yabu when I finally did get the 3, and for me he worked really well. So yeah, just let me know if any of that was good and helpful, and how much of an upgrade they were to you. Either way, that's it for now. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.